With the Average Joe Sports Talk, and I'm joined by some members of the Pleasant Grove football team, Deshaun Love, Aiden Hall, senior members here of the football team for Pleasant Grove this coming year. And if you are familiar with the name Pleasant Grove because you've seen these guys playing in state championship games over the last 3 years, this team has found a way to get to the biggest game in the state. And the coolest part I think about y'all's experience is y'all have gotten to do it at 3 different locations. I mean, really the only group that's gotten to do that. And so, Deshaun, starting with you, man, being a senior now on this team, having the experience that you guys have playing in these big type of games, tell me how you really think that's going to pay off for this group going into this next year.
Man, because you can really be a really real leader. You can tell them, give them advice.
What about for you, Aiden? I mean, how do you feel like that y'all's experience playing in some of the biggest games in the state can really pay off this?
We have the ability to tell them what to expect coming into Friday night games and how to prepare for the better.
When you look at this team this year, I mean, kind of tell me about this summer for you guys. I mean, what's really kind of stood out to you guys about this group, and what maybe makes this group the group that is going to take that next step of holding up the blue mat?
Very competitive. We go after it every day, all day. There's always competition. We're always going to compete, and I feel like we're going to need that because we're a young team, so we're going to have to be that team that's grinding.
For you, man, tell me how different it is, being a freshman guy that was part of the first state championship group that went and played in the title game, and you get to do it again as a sophomore. How different is it now entering your senior year just from a mindset standpoint of, you guys feel like that you guys have a team that can go and win it, and you guys feel like you guys should be there. So how different is it going from your freshman year where it was all kind of new to now it's kind of expected out of you guys?
Yeah, getting a lot of disrespect about us losing 3, but we're going to keep going. It's been very fun lately. We've been getting after it, putting in hard work. I'm very excited for this season.
You bring up, the losing 3 state championship games. What does that do for the motivation of this group? I mean, can you see kind of a different motivation of, hey, we're going to get back this time, and this time we're going to be able to finish this deal?
It makes you hungry. You be really excited.
What about for you? I mean, what does it kind of do for you?
It just drives me more, just feeling that defeat from last year. I would never want to go back to that again, so it makes me push others on the team to, make sure we won't be in that situation again.
It's going to be kind of a year of new stuff for you guys. I mean, new region, new teams that you guys are going to be playing, new classification, all that type of stuff. I mean, does that kind of get you guys excited for the season as well, just knowing that, hey, we're going to get to see some new places, some new teams, some new faces this year?
Yes, sir. It's always exciting to play football, but we don't really get into who we playing. We just go week by week, and we gonna get after it.
This is to me, this week is kind of the hardest week of the football season because that putting the pads on are right around the corner for you guys, and so I mean, just kind of describe the anticipation you guys have for finally getting the pads on, getting out there, and really getting this season started this year.
We're already you're gonna be excited. You ready?
Yeah, we ready.
When you look at the defense this year, you guys play on the defensive side of the ball. To me, a lot has been said about the offense side, scoring points, that type of stuff. When you look at the scores of the game, it's 49-7, it's 49-14. I mean, you guys have done a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. What has really helped this defense be as strong over the last couple of years, and do you guys see in this defense maybe even being the best that we've seen over the last 4 years here at Pleasant Grove?
I really just feel like it's our chemistry because, think about it, we be up here from 8 to 2 sometimes, so we just be around each other, knowing each other, and that helps us on the field.
When you look at this place, we're sitting in this nice facility that you guys have here. You've got new turf on the field that you guys got last year and stuff. How has that also kind of maybe changed not only y'all's perception of, hey, we're proud of this and we're happy to have this place, but even outsiders' perception of, hey, look at Pleasant Grove, man, I got some nice stuff, and that'd be a great place to go and play some football. I mean, are y'all hearing that type of stuff around the community and everything?
Yes, sir. It's been a lot of support, too. You got some good support, good fans. They ready to support. Go out here and see, whoop some food.
What about for you? I mean, have you kind of heard stuff and heard people talking about, this place and just really the upgrades that this place has had over the last 5 years?
I like the support and like what we're doing in Pleasant Grove because we like really changed the culture just with football. Because a lot of people, I didn't even hear about Pleasant Grove until I heard about Pleasant Grove football. So yeah, I like what we're doing.
What are y'all's keys for this year? I mean, what do you really feel like is going to be the main thing that this defense is going to have to do really well this year, and that this team is going to have to do well to be successful and to end up where you guys want to end up playing for another state championship?
Get better every day. Be disciplined, play fast, run to the ball.
Just effort, like have that motor, non-stop motor, like keep going. Always keep going.
Well, guys, listen up. Good luck to you guys this year. Really, really excited to see you guys back out there on the field. We've really enjoyed getting to watch you over the last couple of years, and hopefully we look forward to seeing you guys right back there in December playing for another state championship. What's up, guys? Caleb Brooks with Average Joe's Sports Talk. I'm now joined by Kyron Burrows and Eric Hanley from the Pleasant Grove football team, and both guys play on the offensive side of the football. Burrows, the wide receiver, Hanley, the quarterback here for Pleasant Grove. And, for you two guys, this is a place now that has really established itself in the state. Everybody knows about Pleasant Grove. They ask about Pleasant Grove all the time because of this group and what they've done getting to state championship games. Is there any kind of pressure that comes with that, people knowing who you guys are and kind of having the expectations that they have now for this program because of the success that y'all have had in recent years?
It's pressure, but it's we like the pressure, but we still got to come out and like fight and grind each and every day to get better.
For you, you're kind of coming into this program now from another program, and so what has stood out to you now that you've gotten in, you've worked out with these guys, you've seen the way Coach Lebeaux run stuff? What makes you kind of go, hey, that's why they're a state championship program, that's why they've been so successful?
I mean, it's just the way everybody attacks each day. Nobody hides. It's just the way we work is different, and that's why we're different.
Was there any kind of, like for you, was there any kind of hesitation in coming here of like in the sense of, hey, this is a state championship program and there are a lot of expectations and, when, coming in here, like I'm going to be expected to do well and to perform well in order to help this team win?
I mean, there was no hesitation. If you want to be a big-time player, you got to win the big-time games, and that's what we do. So I wanted to come here. I wanted to win the big games. That's what I'm here to do.
You being a wide receiver, him being a quarterback, y'all have had time now this summer to work together, kind of try to develop that chemistry. How have you felt about the way that that's kind of come along with you two?
I love it. We had chemistry since we was 15, played Camp Moon together. So I always had chemistry with him being my quarterback.
So y'all two have played together 7-on-7, things like that. And so that has to help a lot coming in here that you kind of already have that chemistry and know each other. And so do y'all feel like that y'all are maybe a little bit ahead of the game of where people maybe would even expect that if they didn't know that y'all two have been playing together and stuff?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we're ahead. We have time. We can get better at building our connection a little bit more.
For you, you've played for your dad as him being a head coach the last couple of years, and now having a new guy at head coach, does that change anything in the sense of, like, does it help you relax a little bit? And, you're not now just the head coach's kid and that type of stuff. Does that help in any way?
I mean, yeah, it takes a little bit of the pressure off me because it's not just, he's just playing because he's the head coach's kid. I can play football, and that's what I'm here to show everybody. I mean, Coach Lebeaux, he's a great coach. Acts like a dad to everybody on this team. So, I mean, it's kind of more the same, but it's pressure off.
When you look at, what you were able to accomplish on the field last year and now coming over here, do you feel like that people have kind of high expectations for you and have, high expectations for what you can provide to Pleasant Grove now?
Yes, but, I mean, there's no pressure with it. It's just what comes with the game of football, You perform at a high level, they expect it every week, and that's what I expect of myself.
I was talking to some of the other guys. Y'all played 3 straight state championship games, and even though you hadn't come out on the winning side of it, how cool has it been to experience that for yourself? I mean, and not only that, but you've played at Jordan-Hare, Bryant-Denny, and now gotten to play at the UAB. I mean, you've covered all 3 places we play at. So how cool has that experience really been for you guys?
It was a fun experience. I had fun. The first time starting this past one at Protective, so it was a cool experience, and I just love it. I love the experience.
Tell me a little bit about the motivation that this team has coming off of last year. You know, the first 2 state championship games, I mean, you're right there with a chance to win it. Obviously, last year just didn't really go the way that you guys thought that it was going to go. And so what has that kind of done for the motivation, having, you know, your last performance be that performance on the field?
We got to grind every day, go hard in the weight room, go hard on the field, and take it like one step at a time to complete each and every objective or goal that we have.
Do you kind of see maybe a little bit of a, you know, different type of motivation with this group, you know, entering into a group that has played for state championships, and then obviously, you know, the way that last year's state championship game went, like when you came in, could you see like this group's hungry, they want to go get one of these blue mats?
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of these seniors, you know, they played in 3 of them, and losing 3, it hurts. I know it hurts. I haven't made it to one, but I know it hurts. So they all, you know, it all lingers in the back of their mind, and I don't think none of us want to feel that feeling no more.
When you came in and they would kind of talk about, you know, man, you know, we lost in state championship, were you ever just kind of sitting there going, hey, I'd love to just play in a state championship game, you know, I'd love to just be a part of one of those?
Yeah, but, I mean, I've been around state championship teams, you know, obviously, my dad being a coach, been around them. So I kind of know what it takes, and that's what I expect from these guys, and that's what they expect from me.
What's really stood out to both of you guys about what this group has done this summer, you know, the work, I mean, what really kind of gives y'all encouragement going into the season with what y'all have seen from this team so far this summer?
Our effort, like we compete very, very hard. So I feel like that's going to be a good thing for us this season. We fight.
You know, I feel like we all kind of got a chip on our shoulder because everybody thinks since we lost so much talent, we not going to be the same or better caliber team as we were last year. And we just here to prove everybody wrong that we're still that team.
When y'all won as much as y'all have won, you know, the fans develop an expectation, but as a player, you also kind of develop an expectation. Like when you walk out there on a Friday night, it's like, we expect to win. We've done this a lot and stuff. Do you think that helps this team, you know, when y'all get in some of these tight games, is that, you know, that's in y'all's mind of, you know, hey, we're going to find a way to win because we've won so much here?
We don't come into every game or be like, oh, hey, we're just gonna win. We always just take it one game at a time. We always follow what the coaches have for the game plan for us, and when the tight games, we always listen to Coach Lebeaux until he tells us, hey, what we have to do to be in order to win the game. So we just take it one game at a time.
Is this offense going to be any different than what you were running over at Fairfield?
Yeah, it's different. You know, Coach Lebeaux, it's really the same principles. He just has a different way how he likes to scheme it. But, I mean, it's great. It's coming to me. We're starting to get a little bit of a rhythm coming up on fall camp, and it's gonna be interesting. What's
probably been the hardest thing to try to grasp and to really, you know, hone down with trying to learn this offense and trying to figure everything out?
Probably all the different ways he runs the plays, because he has a bunch of different formations, motions, all this to kind of distort the defense, even though it's really the same play. So just learning all that stuff around the plays, trying to get it on the go, because we close to the season, so it ain't much more time to, you know, just learn.
How different is your role now this year? You know, you talked about starting last year. You're now a senior on this team. You're one of the guys are looking up to and everything. So how different is your role with this team now being one of those senior guys?
I have to step up and be more of a leader instead of just listening or being in the back and being the quiet guy. Now that I'm a senior and this is my second year starting, I feel like I have to be a better role model and a better leader to the young place.
Is that something that you kind of have to think about? You know, hey, I need to speak up here. I need to do this. Or has it kind of come naturally just because you know, hey, it is my time and I'll lead this group and be one of those guys?
It came naturally from last year. So, from being a quiet guy, so it's just been come naturally. I'd be like, hey guys, come on, let's do this. You can't quit on this and other stuff.
How important is it for you to have a guy like him? You know, y'all have that connection that y'all have talked about. You've played together, and then you know that you're going to have him keeping everybody in line and making sure that the receivers are doing the right stuff. And how important is that for a quarterback to have someone that they trust like that out there?
It's really important. You know, on big situations, big downs, you know, you got a player with the experience that's going to get where you got to go. You're going to do it the right way. it's someone you can count on, and that's something every quarterback needs. It's not just him. We got a couple guys we can count on, but the connection me and him have is magnificent. Magnificent.
What are y'all most excited about for next week? Pads are going to go on. Football season's going to be here, and I mean, we're 2 weeks away from playing once y'all get out there next week. And so, what really makes y'all super excited about getting out there next week and really getting going with everything?
Just really getting the feel back of just getting tackled, having shoulder pads on, just everything.
What for you?
For me, it's just having the pads on. Coming from where I came from, I ain't put no pads on since first week of November. It's been a while. So, just getting back out there, running around, hearing the pads clank a little bit, it's gonna be nice.
What y'all's biggest keys? What for this offense this year? What is this offense going to really have to do well week in and week out to be successful and to produce the way that y'all are kind of expected to produce here?
Well, Coach Lebeaux, obviously, as you've probably seen, he loves to run the football. So, we lost some experience on the offensive line last year, but we got some good guys going to step up, make plays. If we run the football, we're going to be a really good team.
How about for you? What are your keys?
I feel like, like how you said, run the football, sneak some little passes in here and there. But I feel like we have some guys that's going to step up and be a bigger role. And
guys, listen, good luck to you guys this year. Really, really looking forward to seeing you guys out there. New region, new classification, all that type of stuff. It's a really exciting time around here. So good luck to y'all, and hopefully we'll be seeing y'all right there at the end again this season. What's up, everybody? Caleb Brooks with the Average Joe Sports Talk. I'm now joined by head football coach here at Pleasant Grove High School, Coach Darrell Lebeaux. And, Coach, your group has now made 3 straight state championship games. And I kind of want to start with that just in the sense of, obviously y'all haven't come out on the winning end of it, but when are you able to kind of put it into perspective of, I've made 3 straight state championship games. My kids have gotten to be a part of 3 straight state championship games. And even though we're not coming out on the winning end of it, we're getting to experience something that a lot of other teams in the state would love to get to do.
Man, it's end of the year, going into that new year, you finally get a chance to breathe a little bit as a coach for us. We've been blessed. Man, we've been blessed with the opportunity to, to play in that last game of the year and having come out on the side that we've all hoped to come on. But it's definitely been awesome. Man, getting to the state championship is hard. It's hard. It's a lot of football, a lot of hours, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, not only from the football players and the coaches, but the community, the teachers inside the school, man, and the parents, the dedication towards the program that it takes. But it's definitely frustrating to sit here and say that it's not, because you want something so bad. Everybody have that same common goal, and it don't work out that way sometimes. And I'm grateful, though. You have some coaches that coach 20, 30 years, man, never get out of the first, second round of playoffs. So it's very humbling to have, had those opportunities, man, to play in 3 straight state championships and be a part of those games, man. It's humbling. And sometimes I have to pinch myself and look back and be like, this is not normal. This is not something normal that happens every year. So, man, I'm appreciative of it, even though we come out on the wrong side of it, I will say. But, man, it's humbling. It's a blessing.
It's only 2 teams in the state that can say they've played at 3 different venues in the last 3 years, and you guys are one of them. How cool has that been to get to experience, all 3 places, Jordan Hare, Bryant Denny, and then get to, be the first group to get to play over at the new stadium over there in downtown Birmingham?
Man, I tell you this, all of them has been great experiences. Man, playing in downtown Birmingham, for us, it was awesome, being so close to home, of course, but I kind of picked myself up and went and watched the 6A game the next day after we lost, and the atmosphere was ridiculous. And as a coach, you don't really get a chance to really take it all in, to really, look in the stands and see what's going on. Man, I went to that Clay and Harrytown game, man, the atmosphere was just on fire. And being a part of other state championship games in different places, here in the state, it didn't have that same feel per se. But it's awesome, the kids get that experience. You guys are just being realistic about it. All the kids want to play college football. And all those kids may not never get that opportunity to play at any one of those venues again. So to give them that opportunity to run out there, man, and to warm up and to do all those different things, man, it was awesome.
Tell me about now this year's team.
Mm-hmm.
What has really kind of stood out to you about this group, what you guys have been able to do this summer, the 7-on-7s and all that, what really gives you a lot of encouragement now heading into next week?
They work it. They've been grinding. They've been working, and we look up every day, and when they start to stretch at 8:30, you don't realize how many kids you have out there. And for us, we're the smallest 5 in the state. To look up and to see 70, 72, 73, and 76 kids out there. I only have 78 jerseys, you know what I mean? And to have those type of numbers is saying a lot about the program. But not only that, the way that they're working. They come to work and putting their hard hats on, and they coming in and being just that, about their business. And they coming in grinding, and we've been pushing. We've been pushing them to the edge, and they've been getting to that edge and looking at you like, oh, do you want us to jump over it? And it's been fun. This summer been fun. 7-on-7, I try to hide and stay out the way, while we work on our craft and get better. And they went over to UAB, ended up being the 1 seed going into the played the final brackets, got a first round bye. We ended up losing one game over there, and went over to Sanford in the bracket that we was in, and ended up winning it over there. So I think out of 2 7-on-7s we had this year, I think we had 2 losses out of maybe 14 games or something like that. So but 7-on-7 for us, it's about cleaning up concepts and actually doing stuff we're gonna do in the game. I don't have a 7-on-7 concept, so. Man, we just go in and be about our business, go to get better that day and compete. But this summer's been good to us. We've been blessed to have a good summer. I pray that they can roll over to fall camp and continue being that way.
7-on-7 is obviously important, but for the style of football that you like to play and what you guys want to do here, I feel like next week when the pads go on and all that, that's really when we're going to start seeing your offense shape out and you really kind of figuring out the way that you guys are going to be and how you're going to do it. So is that kind of probably what you're looking forward to most is, hey, I've enjoyed the 7-on-7s, but let's go run the football a little bit and put it on the ground.
I mean, definitely. Everybody look good in T-shirts. We call them the T-shirt All-Americans. And when it's time to put those pads on, now you really kind of can see who separated themselves, who got better, who worked in spring, who carried over from the spring to the summer, now to the fall, who worked in the weight room. And you see some young pups grow up. And for us, that's how it's going to be. We got a lot of quality football players. They're just pups, what I mean? And not just only from the standpoint of classification as far as, what grade they're in, but also in the fact that, they haven't played much. So we got some guys that's going to have to grow up really fast in order for us to have a chance to be successful this year.
When you look at the senior group, to me, one of the first words that comes to mind just has to be resiliency.
Mm-hmm.
To go through what they've gone through and then hear them come in here and still talk about how motivated they are and all that. What y'all gone through, it could be discouraging, but they just seem motivated and ready to finally go get over that hump. And what stood out to you just about this senior group, their leadership? And obviously, they have as much experience as any team in the whole entire state.
Man, I think it's the biggest thing is, we've talked about this before, and those guys that came before them set a standard. When you first walk in the locker room, when first walk in this field house, there's a sign up there above the doors that said players graduate, the standard don't. Well, the standard has been set. They understand that, and they get that. They know how it looks. We may have fell short, but we put ourselves in a position to have a chance to be there. And they know and understand that standard. And that standard comes with, discipline, hard work, physicality. And understanding what this program means. And, beyond just that, now it goes from, okay, we understand that the standard is set, but now what are we going to do about that? Those certain guys and certain names are not in these rooms anymore. So now I go from understanding that part, and now they know that we have to protect the standard. And they're the holders of that. And so those guys that are motivated, they know that, hey, is PTS, protect the standard. Period, at all costs possible. No matter who's out here playing or who's on the field, you have that duty to protect the standard. And that's what it's about for us. That's what we're kind of preaching.
It's unfair to this group because, each year it's a new group of kids, but now there is an expectation here because of the standard those other guys have built, what you guys have done. And so talk, I guess, just a little bit about the pressure that these guys face and how you guys deal with the pressure throughout the year. Everybody now just expecting y'all to be able to just roll the ball out there and go beat people.
Yeah, and then that's not the case, and they know and understand that. Like, it's a target on their back. They get that. They understand that. You've been playing quality football. All the 9-region games that we play are 6A schools. We're the smallest 5A in the state. So, it's tough, getting games and playing quality opponents versus, guys that want to, the big time 6As or the 7As that want to play games against us. And I'm not going to put my kids in a crazy situation to get them banged up. Yeah, we'll line it up and play, but it had to be smart decisions. But setting small goals. Our ultimate goal is, we have those conversations, but those conversations don't start until we get to that point in the season. For us, it's more so about, hey, let's go get better today. Let's focus on this game one. Let's focus on this game. And let's focus on getting to a certain part of the season, and then let's think about this part of the season. So we kind of have miniature goals, I would say, with a big goal in sight. But, we try to press on to those small goals, man, and put ourselves in a position to have an opportunity to reach those other goals. So that's just our thing, man. We can just focus on us and Pleasant Grove football. Everything else to kind of take care of itself.
A lot of people throughout the state don't know what you guys went through last year. You didn't play a home game until your last home game of the year against Ramsey, and then you finally got to play a couple there in the playoffs. But how much smoother do you think it's going to make things this year, not having to get on a bus week after week after week and getting to just walk right out there and go play on a new turf field?
Man, we're going to see. I think the kids made a heck of adjustment last year. It got to the point where we stopped unpacking the trail. You know what I mean? We just leave the chairs on there, leave the boards on there for the sideline, and leave the tent on there. It just became a point where they understood, like, hey, uncomfortable situation. Nobody has never given us anything anyway, so this is nothing new. Let's just go and get it done. Let's go and do it. It don't matter. And those kids last year, and there's even this group, and some of them will tell you, Coach, it don't matter. If we got to kick it off in the parking lot, let's go in the parking lot. Nobody has to be there. If we got to go, play on the dirt road somewhere, that's fine. We just want to play football. But having that opportunity for not only the kids, but for the community to be able to get here to the games and be able to, come to what we call, grocery, to come home here at the house and have that opportunity to be at the house, man, it's going to definitely be awesome, to be able to be here.
From a personal standpoint, were you and Coach Warren a little happy that y'all aren't going to be in the same classification now? Because that was going to be, it's going to be a great game, but that obviously, y'all are going to have to compete against each other to go get to a state championship. So is there a little bit of both y'all is maybe happy that situation's not really going to come about now?
Man, I've been messing with him since we got back with the meetings and just telling him, like, man, I'm happy I ain't got to play when it really counts for something. We still, and it was we kind of held each other out last minute of trying to figure out who was going to play. We decided to play. But I tell you this, man, that's one of the tougher weeks coaching, outside of going into the stressful weeks of the playoffs, man. And, me and, Coach Warren, it's my cousin. We talk 3-4 times a week, whether, we playing tonight and that week, we kind of got to think, all right, it's Tuesday, I'll talk to you Friday. And it's tough preparing because it's family, and he got a job to do, I have a job to do also. And, I got a chance to see him over the summer, man. I hope I ain't put him on the spot, but he got a really good football team. And I told him I'm happy he's not 5A anymore. So, but there's other teams that came in our region. Jasper's going to be a solid football team. And you get a Hayden team to come here for Cordova that's going to be a tough, gritty football team. Then of course you got Coach Jackson over there at Ramsey, man, that's doing an awesome job. And those guys were good last year, and it was pups, and not some of the pups or juniors and seniors, man. They're going to be a really good football team. And the region is tough, man. And you got Coach Carson that's back at Carver. That football team is going to look different. It's going to be a different football team, and the product that he's going to put on the field. And you got, Winona getting back to their traditional ways. And Coach Skanes is over there at Fairfield with all those dogs over there, man. The region is still tough. I still think this is one of the toughest regions in 5A North, without a doubt in my mind. And, we're going to come to play ball every week to give ourselves a chance to even sniff the playoffs. So I'm excited, though.
You bring up Fairfield. Obviously, Coach Hanley has now moved over here and is part of your staff, and his son has now come over here to play quarterback. And just with those two additions, another guy who's been a head coach, having his mind now that can, suggest some things and show you some things and stuff. How can that help you? And then how, can his son come in and help this team as a quarterback?
From the outside looking in, playing against Coach Hanley and what he did those years in Fairfield, man, and helping turn that program around was awesome to watch from a distance. But not only that, we had a personal relationship before I even started coaching. We both are Miles College graduates, and so we had, relationship from college, man. But from the outside looking in, watching Eric play, like, we knew he was a good football player. We remember watching him in the 8th grade playing and taking those hits and getting better, and last year getting even better. And to see his work ethic, like, the kid works his butt off. The leadership roles. A lot of folks don't know he's about to be a junior. I think he got like 3 high school classes left. He's a smart kid. And to have those qualities, and of course having Coach Hanley over here, that head coaching experience, it take a lot of those other responsibilities and duties that we try to carry on ourselves as a coach. You have somebody else that know and understand those things, man. And he's been an awesome addition here at Pleasant Grove High School, both of them.
What are your keys now for this year? I mean, what do you really kind of feel like is going to be the biggest thing that this team's going to have to do well week in and week out to get back to playing for a state championship again this season?
I don't know about that part, but definitely focusing on the details, the small stuff. We can't afford not to be lined up on. We can't afford to be out of the lane on the kickoff. We can't afford not to make sure we kick and get back on punt team. We can't afford not to be where we're supposed to be. We're in a situation where we're going to be locked in week in and week out, every rep, every possession. And sometimes the hardest thing to do in football is the simplest things, and that's to go out and play disciplined, physical, fast, and smart football. When it's said and done, it comes down to running the ball and making tackles, catching the ball and making tackles. So we have to go out and do that very well to give ourselves a chance this year. This team is different in its own way. It's unique in its own way. You really don't know until you roll that football out there, August 19th, and really figure out, what you have as a football team.
Coach, really appreciate you taking time to sit down with us.
Anytime for you guys, anytime.
Yes, sir. Good luck this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.